stream and should be good. Hello everybody, Spider here, DeFi Car Podcast, coming to you once again from inside the HOJ Academy here in downtown San Antonio. And as always, man, I've got John Noriega, MMA is Life, in the studio. My man, how are you, bro?
Pretty damn good.
Hey man, I know it, since last week, man, we spoke. I mean, there's a couple of things that have happened. On your end, you actually got a couple of interviews out.
Yes, sir.
And who was it? Who did you get to interview this past week, man?
Oh, I got this one young man who kind of, he was a badass dude, man. He pulled a badass move. He's a young man out of New Braunfels, Pretty Pete Gallegos. He literally looks like he's 16 years old, but he's a fast dude. He's 18, and he saw me make a post, some post about me trying to sponsor this other young lady. And he's like, hey, I'm not that young lady, but I'm a good dude. He gave me his record. He drove from New Braunfels, and we interviewed him. And he's an interesting young man. He reminds me a lot of my brother. He's the youngest out of four.
Oh, nice.
He's just like my brother, you know. He's living the dream. So I interviewed him. I'm gonna post the interview this week, today, as a matter of fact.
Is that the guy from New Braunfels Brawlers?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. I had seen you had actually posted about
yes.
interviewing him. Okay, cool, man. You see, and the thing with that team, I mean, they've been around for a minute. I know a lot of the guys that used to fight, like, man, they're talking like 8-10 years ago, man. They were out there scrapping. But, I mean, definitely a good team, man. I mean, there's a lot of guys that the name Brawlers itself says a lot, bro, because
right.
they show up to brawl, dude, so definitely. But looking forward to that, man. Who else did you get to work with?
Who else did I get? Well, I got the OG, Mr. Warren Stewart, Bellator fighter. Oh, man, that dude's rumbled with Daniel Pineda. He's rumbled with Ray Rodriguez. He's rumbled with quite a few cats from our end. Adrian Yanez, who's tearing it up in the UFC.
Oh yeah, and Daniel Pineda is in
Daniel
the UFC
Pineda,
also, man.
yes,
so
sir.
These are top 10, top level, guys. Warren, like we talked earlier, man. I mean, I've known that guy for a minute, and when I didn't realize he was that young when I first started talking, getting to know him through the sport, man. Because when he fought, I think he said he was 18. And his pro debut, the way it happened, he was looking at a flyer. Somebody's like, "Hey, man, you want to fight?" And boom, that was basically it, man. Like he showed up and scrapped it on, and unfortunately he got to face Daniel Pineda, man, who at that
first
time,
fight, wow,
dude, at that time he was on a fucking rack, bro. Like Daniel was, he was mauling people all over Texas, man, and of course, for a reason, top level guy, tough gym out of Houston, and I mean, like I said, he's still at it now. He's coaching. Well, he's been coaching for a few years, but he's got a couple of people under him now, competing as well. But yeah, man, I mean, Warren, I mean, he was here also. I think that same day he stopped by. And I got to bring him in for a minute also, man. And I mean, the guy's training at a new gym, of course.
Yes,
right?
sir.
And as far as that gym, there's a lot of, they got a lot of tough fighters, bro. I mean, a lot of, how can I say it? A lot of good people with a lot of good technique and experience. And, the fact that, like Warren said, man, they brought him in because the gym owner himself, he's just like, hey, he's there to give people a second opportunity at life, basically, man. And for that, I'm always going to be a fan of that gym, bro, because I appreciate that to the fullest. We all make mistakes, we all fumble and we fall, and it's just, when we're at the tops, when everybody wants to be our friend, and when we stumble, nobody wants to get, nobody wants to talk to us, man. But the fact that they reached out to the guy like that, man, I love that. I definitely, and it's a Black Sheep Boxing.
Black Sheep Boxing.
You see, out of Austin, Texas. So thank you guys for doing what you do, man, and keeping the sport alive, definitely. Now, let me ask you, bro, since the last time, I mean, of course, the Eagle FC happened over the weekend. Khabib, of course, the promoter. And I'm not going to lie, dude, I was hoping, like, McGregor would come out of the audience and start throwing chairs. I was expecting something, some spectacle, man. But the card went well, man. I was impressed with it. I know leading up to the fight, not so much, well, maybe because a lot of the names on there were a lot like the older fighters but the card itself was beautiful, man. I mean, there was a lot of up-and-comers, a lot of UFC veterans. Rashad Evans, of course, got the win.
Got that win.
So, I mean, I was, happy to see that because Just like we talked about Warren, man, it's another opportunity at life, and maybe he'll make a run for it again. You know, he was a title holder at one time for the UFC, and you know, to see him back in the main card, maybe for the next Eagle FC, of course. But did you get to watch the fight?
I didn't get to watch it, but I read all the results.
No, definitely, man, and like I said, bro, I mean, there was a couple of some familiar faces, some familiar names, you know, but a lot of up and comers. The ones that they did post for their March card is going to be Kevin Lee and Diego Sanchez, man.
I'm looking forward to that one.
And who do you have for that fight, man?
My heart's going to go be with Diego until he retires, but, you know, I'm not going to put my money on him. You know, Kevin Lee's younger, stronger, so I'm just going to sit back and enjoy that one.
No, and you had actually, a while back, you posted on your group, man, that what people thought about the 165-pound weight division.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and so a lot of people were for it. Some people were kind of just questioning it. But, I mean, your thoughts on that, man? You think other promotions should pick it up?
I like it, definitely. I mean, you should listen to the fighters. You know, if the fighters are want to do it, you know, shit, why not?
You see, and one of the things, and when Aaron Suarez was here, man, I had asked him, and I mean, because I've never cut weight for that reason. You know, I mean, when I was competing in jiu-jitsu and everything else, it was just, we just showed up and that was it, man. But for a fighter and somebody that's like got to lose the last 2 pounds, 3 pounds, it's freaking, it's hard. So for them to actually be able to get that in between, I mean, it helps because now they don't have to cut down to 155. You know, there's fighters that miss weights by about 1 pound, bro, and of course they get penalized, or if it's, I think it's over 3 pounds, like the other fighter can say no, and that happens also. So of course nobody wants to see that. But at 165, man, I mean, of course Diego Sanchez, Kevin Lee, like you stated, I think Kevin Lee only for the fact that I feel he's the less damaged fighter. I mean, he's had a lot, you know, they both have a lot of experience. Kevin Lee coming in. I mean, they're both hungry. You know, Diego Sanchez, of course, he had that whole manager thing going on, and then the feud with the UFC, and I mean, it was just on his manager's side, of course. But you know, I think Kevin Lee would be the more fresh, more better fighter showing up to fight night, man. But I mean, we're gonna find out. I mean, like I said, yeah. The last, I want to say this because Eagle FC, the last event was free, man. You can, I logged onto the website. You have to subscribe and actually, become a member of, I forgot the name of the link, but it's eaglefc.com for those listening. And of course, I'm hoping the next one's going to be free too, man. I mean, that was one of the things that I liked about it. The fact that they weren't on the UFC Fight Pass made me think, man, I wonder Khabib's, because of course everybody wants to go to the UFC. That's the main goal. It's like the Super Bowl of MMA. But it made me wonder, I wonder if Khabib's just, like he said, the UFC, PFL, you guys don't take care of your fighters, I will, man. So if he's, ready to take on the big promotions, man, I like that because that's competition, right? So we'll see how that goes, man. I mean, he's not on the UFC Fight Pass as of right now, so maybe that's a good thing, more opportunity for fighters that don't,
right,
aren't in the UFC or don't want to be in the UFC anymore. That's
surprising, though. You know how tight Khabib and Dana are.
No, yeah. You see, and well, I will say this, man, because even Stitch, the guy that does the cut man for the UFC, at one time, him and Dana kind of bumped heads, and Stitch was like, "Hey, man, me and Dana are friends. We go way back." And Dana was just like, "Man, we've never friends. I don't know this guy, with this is just business." And I'm like, "Damn, dude. I mean, it's true, man, because it's just, it's. I mean, I can tell you, hey, man, I'm gonna be doing this and this, help me out, and when I get up there, I'll bring you in, and I'm up there and I'm like, later, bro, cut the ties and keep going, man. And it's a cutthroat business, but Dana stated what he did. I mean, Stitch, of course, doing great things in Bellator now, so more props to him. As far as what else is going on, man, I mean, what did you have planned out or for this week? Do you have any anything coming up?
I got a couple interviews. I got Mr. Donnie Blue, the Jiu-Jitsu Wizard. I got a couple more interviews. So it's looking like a good week.
No, and is Donnie coming into town?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, cool, man. He was actually, I mean, he's trained out of San Antonio. I know the guy probably lived outside the city for a while, but he was training here with a few different teams. The first time I saw him fight, he actually fought Aaron Suarez, man.
Oh,
this was at Sunken Garden, amateur card. And I think Aaron got the win on that one, man. But Donnie's been around for a while, man. He's him and the Darcy chokes, dude. I mean, he's notoriously known for his students too, man. they're crazy when it comes to Darcy chokes and setups and just everything, dude. I mean, you follow him on the page, you'll see, man. The guy's a wizard, definitely.
Yes, but, well, I've also interviewed one of his young prospects from San Antonio, J.R. Caballeros.
Yes, bro.
Yeah, he recently turned 16. So I've done an article on him. So he's doing big things, Mr. Donnie.
No, and I mean, one of the things that he had posted on one of his posts like a while back was that his guys are getting so good that some of them tap him out. Wow. And I'm like, damn, dude, like for an instructor to actually say that, I have a lot of respect for that, because of course, you want to get your guys better, you want to make them, when they go to competition and just in life, get better and everything. But I mean, the fact that he posted that, man, I respect that, because it's just like, not everybody's going to do that, I'm not going to be like, hey, man, my blue belt or my purple belt. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I mean, I know his guy's always competing. I mean, that young man that you just brought up, I mean, I've seen him in competition, and of course, he's out there, dude. I mean, these guys... it's scary because, like, when I started training in MMA or Jiu-Jitsu, I was 22. And I did okay, man. I did good. I enjoyed it, and I had fun with it. I think that's why I stuck around with it so much. But it's scary because now you got guys that's starting at 8 and 10 and 12, and it's like, bro, they hit their teens, man. They're a freaking force, But yeah, man, I mean, of course, for everybody out there watching, man, we are in San Antonio, Texas. The Fury FC card, man. Fight week.
Oh. Fight week, baby.
That's coming up Sunday, and I gotta ask you, bro, because of course your brother's gonna be on that card.
Yes, sir.
And you're his number one fan, of course. But have you talked to your brother, man?
Yes, I saw him yesterday.
Okay, and how's he feeling? How's he doing?
He's doing great, man. He's doing real great. He's looking good, feeling good. His little sons are like, oh, you're gonna go see Dad fight? You're gonna go see Dad fight? So. It's a big thing in the Friday Noriega home. No,
man, I can only imagine, bro, because I know you said you have a table. You're
yes,
going to be out there, and of course you're going to have grandma and mom and the neighbor and everybody out there sharing, right? I mean, everybody's going to be out there definitely sharing for your brother, man.
Yes, sir.
The card itself, of course, we have a lot of locals fighting, bro. We have Richard Odoms, who's an SAPD officer. We have...
Zachary Borrego.
Dude, Zachary, who's... looking lean. He was here last week, man, and I asked him how much he weighed. He didn't want to tell me, man. I thought that was kind of rude. No, but I'm kind of glad he did. Because it's gonna be crunch time, man. This week is when, like I said, they load up on water and then they just start sweating it out, man, or pissing it out. Getting it out of their system. Chris Conching, of course, gonna be on there. Justin Governor. I mean, so many, bro, and it's the one with Chris Conchink, of course, he's fighting Joe Salcedo. We had talked about that before, man, and both guys have trained together before, and it's going to make for an interesting fight, man, because, I mean, both guys are coming from a loss. The last time they both actually lost was here in San Antonio, man. I mean, and it's interesting. It's going to be interesting. I mean, they're both going in there with a lot of respect, mutual respect, and, may the better man win, bro. I mean, it's going to be one for the... I was telling Chris the other day, I said, man, I expect fight in the night, man, because I expect both these guys not to want to quit and not. So it's gonna be crazy, man. But
and I didn't realize it was fight week. So it's fight week. I got Mr. Joe Salcedo that I'm gonna interview. I got his training partner, the Juice, John Angel, Giannis. He's his training partner, so they're coming all the way over here. So it's just, I didn't realize it was fight week, I was so mentally into my brother's fight,
No,
that's not right, I'm looking forward to all the fights, but
no, for sure, man, for sure. You see, and then I mean the same thing too, man. I just said it, and I was like, damn, man, this is Sunday, bro. Like, there's so much stuff. I mean, time's been going by so quick. But Fury FC, I mean, like we mentioned, man. I mean, they're on the UFC Fight Pass. I mean, some tickets were still available for those watching. Contact the fighters, man. I mean, definitely give them their credit. If not, go to the Fury FC website and put the Fight Card Podcast. Maybe we'll get credit, man. No, but I mean, definitely pick a fighter, man. Let them, this is how they get paid, man.
Yes,
so buy the tickets off their name. If you're just showing up and you don't have somebody in particular, then pick somebody, But definitely, let's make these guys some money. Let's make the promotion come back. And I'm sure they will, man. They always get a good response. I mean,
always.
Like I told you, bro. I mean, I've been in this like over 10 years, man. And I mean, 8 years maybe when the promotions actually started picking up. And that's when I really started pushing locals because it was like, man, why not, right? They're already here. So it was just easier for me to interview and talk to. But, a lot of promotions have gone through Cowboys Dance Hall, man. I mean, I expect more. Legacy hasn't came through here in a while, so maybe they'll come back. Combate Global, they're talked about coming through Texas this year, so hopefully.
Nice.
Right now, one of the bigger promotions that I've been paying attention to, man, of course, there's tons of them, but PFL. And they are the Professional Fight League, man, and their whole system is basically tournament style, leading up. They don't fight out the same night, but you win the fourth fight, of course, and then you win $1 million, bro. And what would you do with $1 million, man? What wouldn't you do? Should I say that?
Right.
Man, but I mean, that's a lot of money, man. And of course, athletes, man, I mean, there's a lot of locals in Texas in general that have competed in that. And unfortunately, none of them have won the $1 million, dude. But I mean, it's something to strive for, man, because of course they get paid per fight, but it's like the icing on the cake, you win that main one and boom, you're making money, bro.
We got that light heavyweight, or what's his name? Conley. He won the first one, and then he retired off it. He's just a commentator.
Bro, and that's I won't say it's smart, but it's pretty damn smart. I mean, that's like, if I'm in the game and I'm like, because you can't fight forever, man, and that's one of the things. The guests have been coming through here. I always tell them, you know what, man, even if you just start your own blog, man, it's therapeutical. You can talk about the struggles that you went through. You can talk about, because people are gonna relate to that, man. Not just in the fight game, but in life. It's like I tell people. For me, like I've had jobs, bro, where 8-10 hours out in the sun and no water break, because it's just put up Noriega. You're just out there and you gotta work. You gotta keep moving, and it's like. It's not the same as these guys fighting, but it's just like it brought me that mental toughness to where now, if I don't drink water for a few hours, I'm good, man. Of course I want to, but it's just I've been through hell and back when it comes to day labor, and I mean, it's tough, being out there. I worked in Florida. I was out there for a few years, and I worked for this company called Winn-Dixie. It was actually, we were setting up the roofing company, right? And they drive us out there in the middle of nowhere. It was like the main warehouse, bro. And it's like H-E-B here, it's a big company. And we get up there, man, boom, dude, it was like 16 football fields long, bro. Like, it was just like a big, and they're barely starting the building, and they're like, man, you'll be here for a few months. And I was like, hell yeah, but roofing, man, that shit, I mean, the sun was hitting me from up top, and then the heat coming up, and bro, I mean, it was tough, but I stuck with it, man. I think at that time they were paying us like 18 an hour, man. This was like back in, I want to say like 2002, so it was good money, they're paying us pretty well. But on that same respect, man, a lot of these fighters, bro, they're training for this. They're cutting weight. A lot of them are cutting weight this week, man. So I don't even want to talk food because you might get popped, But one of the things, bro, one of the fighters, they had posted earlier today, and one of their fights fell through, so he's not going to be on there. Adrian, of course, he was here. We brought him in for a show, man, and he's out of the Southside fight team, with Arguello and all them, bro. And I mean, his fight's not gonna happen, and it sucks, bro, because the guy was cutting weight. He was doing everything he was supposed to, and of course, these things do happen. But this was supposed to be his amateur debut, So now he's got to wait a little bit longer, man. But the guy, I mean, from what he posted, he took it well. But I can only imagine, bro. Like that's, it sucks. I mean, it sucks to see. I mean. I guess they couldn't pull anybody fight week, as far as to fight the guy. But hopefully they'll put him on the next one, something soon. That way he can stay weight ready. But stuff like that, man. I mean, it's unfortunate. It even happens when these guys weigh in, and then at the weigh-ins they don't make it because of the state or the doctor, and it throws a wrench in the gear, man. But I mean, your brother, I mean, like you said, he's healthy. He got a last-minute opponent. I think it was like 2 weeks ago they found him an opponent, and so I mean, he's ready to rock and roll, man. And I think you had mentioned his opponent was from New Mexico.
Yes, sir.
And have you looked him up since then?
I look him up every other day. Every other day, not every day.
What's he eating, bro?
Yeah, right. What's he eating? It's Victor Del Fuego Gonzalez. Almost time, baby.
No, and like you said, man, it's nothing personal. It's business,
Nothing.
So definitely, I mean, your brother's hungry. He wants this win. I know he does. He always loves to put on the show, man. I mean, one of the things we had talked about before was the fact that everybody's cutting like extreme weight to get to his weight class, man. And so because of that, they're bigger, longer, stronger. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't say stronger, but your brother's pretty strong, man. So, but I mean, they're taller and they got that reach, you know. So that's something he's definitely needs to work with. But I mean, I've seen his training footage. I know he doesn't post videos; it's just mostly photos, man. But you know, training with Ray the Judge and everybody else out there, man. I can only imagine that guy's ready, bro.
I was there on Saturday. He's looking sharp.
Oh, you went out there this weekend
Yes,
also? Oh, nice, man. Who was out there this weekend, bro? Throw some names out.
It was just the same guys going to war. It was Chris. It was I believe the OG Mr. Odoms was there.
Oh, okay.
Zachary was there. So yeah, it's
The wrecking crew, man.
The wrecking crew.
Dude, that's. I mean, I'm glad they're still at it. I think the fight week, everybody just chilling. You know, they're getting this, putting their weight cutting on check and making sure they stay weight ready, man. Because I mean, a lot of them are still working, bro. They're still working this week. You know, just about everybody's has a job. You know, so they're doing that on top of getting ready for this fight, man. And that's one of the things. I mean, I gotta give it to them because I always imagine, like, man, if these guys could just train full time, like, bro, how much better are they gonna be? You know, and it's just. Everybody wants to get to that point to where they're making that money to be able to do that. You know, I know a couple of the fighters out there, of course, they have gyms and they have a business to kind of finance that, you know, I mean, them actually competing and being able to go out there and fight, man. But, you know, for those that don't, you know, they got to go to work, put an 8-10 hour shift, you know, go train and then, you know, go get ready for this, man.
Right.
But let me ask you, bro. As far as there's a couple of fights that have been posting up there, man. Of course, Jake Paul. You know, one of the YouTube brothers. He keeps posting, and I was reading it the other day, and I just thought it was interesting because he said who would actually be willing to fight Anderson Silva, and I mean I don't think he would. You know, I mean Anderson, man. You know, I mean the Jake brother or the YouTuber, man. He ain't got nothing to lose because he's already making money. So. Even if he got knocked the hell out, I mean, he's still capitalized and get paid, right?
Right.
But I mean, are you a fan of that, man? Have you been keeping up with that?
I've been keeping up with it a little bit here and there, but yeah, no. I mean, let the young man get his money, but no, I'm not really a fan.
No, you see, and it popped up on my news feed the other day, and I read it because I was like, man, I'm a huge fan.
You can't help it, right? It'd be popping up everywhere.
I'm a huge fan of Anderson Silva, man. So of course I was like, man, who's his next victim, man? Let me see. But yeah, man. I mean, the guy, like you said, he's making his coin. I mean, of course, that's what we're all trying to do, right? Trying to get some money behind us, bro. As far as your group page, man, MMA is life. What's new, man? What are you brewing? I mean, don't put it out there because I don't want people stealing your ideas. But I mean, you have any more projects coming up?
Yes, well, we're still doing I'm like, I am MMA's life. Okay, well, I'm still doing the project, the mini documentary, you know what I'm saying? It's going to come out sometime in March. We're getting footage of 2 fighters that are going to be fighting February 6th. We're getting footage of them training. We're going to actually get footage of the fights and the aftermath. It's called Fighting in Home Turf, Battle at the Alamo. I'm still getting some interviews, and yeah, well, I'm looking here and there, you know what I'm saying, for anybody who wants to sponsor MMA's life. You know, we're a good brand, man. We're a baby brand, but we've been doing good things, man. We've been interviewing a few fighters, sponsoring a lot of fighters. So anybody that wants to join the team, man, you're more than welcome to.
No, yeah, and I was gonna say this, man, because I mean, when it comes to sponsor, of course, it's going to help you to be able to get more, go out there and get more footage, go out there and get more video formats, of course. And this is something where the sponsors come in, right? I mean, you can blast them, put them on the video, you can put them on put their links and everything else to get them traffic, you know. So definitely, man, and everybody out there. I mean, if you have a business, if you have, you know, whether it's local or even statewide, right? I mean, of course, you're trying to get all of Texas.
Yes, sir.
So definitely contact the man. Of course, MMA is life. You know, check out his group. And yeah, get to it, man. I mean, there's a lot of projects, even myself, bro. Like, I mean, I'm trying to get out there. There's a lot. We talked about earlier, you know, what's going on, but I'm looking to be able to launch this even more. You know, I mean, I've been reaching out to a lot of fighters outside the state. I mean, of course, I'm here local, so I get the locals, you know, coming into the podcast. And one of the things I like about it, because in due time, man, it's going to be more when they don't have fights coming up. You know, I will still want to bring them in here. You know, start doing you know, fight reviews, start doing fight breakdowns, just to kind of get their perspective as to, you know, who they see winning the fight, or, you know, whoever's fighting at that time. But I want to get that kind of feedback, just because, I mean, I can sit here and be like, oh, I can give you my 2 cents, but more than likely it's going to be all wrong. But I mean, but to get the fighters that are in there actually mixing it up, and just to get their perspective, man. I mean, I've reached out to a couple of UFC fighters, and the thing is catching them with it here, man. I mean, of course, it's always hard, but getting sponsors, of course, like you said, I mean, that's gonna open windows for stuff like that, because now we can bring fighters in here, and now we can get a lot more traffic. That way you can interview them. That way you can sit down with them and get video footage and photos and everything, right?
Maybe travel a little bit.
No, yeah, definitely, man. I mean, in style, though. I want to fly. I want a helicopter, man. So I'm looking for like big sponsors, bro. Hit me up, man. No, but yeah, dude. I mean, of course. I mean, one of the things. I mean, of course, Texas Clash is happening, of course, out there in the Richard Board Ground. The Texas Clash Wrestling, of course, is going to be going down in Corpus Christi. That one's going to be dope, man. I'm looking forward to that one. We've got XKO that are coming back. I know your girl's going to be out there. Muay Thai match?
Yes, sir.
You see? And who is she? And I mean, you're sponsoring her, but tell us a little bit about her, man.
Okay, Miss Amber Vicious, man. She's a dope MMA fighter. She's actually the very first fighter, period, that I sponsored. Because I'm not just asking for sponsors. I posted, when I first started my MMA's life, I posted, anybody looking for sponsorship, I'm your guy. She's the very first fighter, period, that came and just check me out, see what I'm all about. I ended up sponsoring her and her boyfriend, Mr. Angel Cruz. They're out of 10th Planet San Antonio / Austin. She strangled her victim, and she did the damn thing, so I'm sponsoring her again. I got three different. I'm sponsoring a few different fighters from 3 different promotions this weekend. What was that? The first one that you said, Texas Clash?
Texas Clash.
Yeah, that's the new Braunfels Brawler, the young man. I got 2 fighters from Texarkana. Oh, is that how you pronounce it?
The Peak Fighting, right? I think that's the one for the Peak Fighting promotion.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Peak, yeah, and then we got a few of the Fury, so...
They're going to be out there, man.
I'm going to be out there.
And of course, man, and let me say this, just because for the fact... One of the things as a photographer, when I'm out there covering fights, man, and I see sponsors, I always make sure I get the logos. And it's just me, out of respect, just because I tag the companies, and that way they get footage. So if anybody's out there taking pictures and they catch a logo, of course, right, send it to you.
Yes, sir.
That way you can use them and use them for advertisement, or just to keep sharing it. Because
that'd be awesome.
I mean, obviously, man, I mean, it's like one of the things I tell the fighters, bro. For me, it's like if I put my logo on you, more than likely, I'll probably be the only one that's going to see it, because I'm going to be looking out for it, man. But it's hard, because when they're fighting, I mean, of course, people are watching the fight. But video footage, of course, we always look out for. Photos, of course, like I mentioned. And but yeah, man, if you're a photographer, you're going to be out there covering these promotions, then by all means, man, go ahead and tag the man John Noriega if you see his logo out there, man. And let me ask you, bro, you were actually here with your camera the other day, man, and you're still doing photos.
Yes, sir.
Now, you took pictures of your brother last time. Have you taken anything else?
Photo shoots, yes. We got the young man, Pretty Pete Gallegos. We got Warren Stewart, a couple guys, my brother. So I do photo shoots as well. Anybody looking to get some photo shoots in, I got you. It's photo. It's still MMA's life, but it's photos by Nori. Nori being half of my last name, Noriega. So yeah, we do photo shoots. We do interviews.
And I had seen that, and I was like, Nori, what the heck is that, dude? And it took me a few seconds when I was reading it, but I said, oh, okay. I said, I know who it is.
Real Noriega, yeah, John Noriega.
Man, and let me ask you, bro, of course, I mean, with being a fan of the sport, I mean, we both are. I mean, we watch as much as we can. But has it been hard for you while doing this, actually covering the sport, man? I mean, because I always tell people, when it comes to me... covering the fights or doing something, bro, it kind of takes the fan aspect away, because I'm so busy concentrating on footage or on, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, has that happened to you?
I could see, I know exactly what you're talking about. I try not to, but it can.
No, yeah, and you see, and it's kind of, it's strange, but it's just like I told you before too, man. Like, people would ask me, like, man, who won that fight? And I'm like, crap, I got to go back to my camera, and I'm like, oh, man, it was this guy, because... I mean, we get so stuck on the action and everything else, man. But it's just, I'm still a fan. I mean, it's just, for me, it's just kind of, it makes it a little bit harder, because now, like I had told you before also, man, I mean, there's fighters that I'm like, oh man, like I'm friends with and I'm cool with, and then they don't win the fight, and I'm kind of like, I still gotta show the respect and clap for both fighters, just for stepping in there. But it's just, it kind of makes it a little bit awkward, man. But I was just curious, man. I was like, man, I wonder if you're at that point yet, man, because you probably will be. You probably will be pretty soon, man.
I don't doubt it.
Now, I mean, of course, MMA is life, man. The last time we talked, man, I had brought up the shades, man, making some MMA is life sunglasses. Have you looked into that?
I did. It's looking pretty good. I'm looking at prices right now.
Yeah. No, yeah. And I know the one link I sent you, man, but I mean, of course, there's tons of companies out there. But if you get them, how are they going to have like the same frame cutout, the same color, or are you looking for a different?
Well, the original color for MMA's life was black and red. So the way I'm seeing it and visualizing it is with the MMA's life right here. And so, yeah, so red and black. But I'm looking at all kinds of styles and colors.
No, and of course, I mean, when this does happen, I mean, they're going to be available for people, right? For them to purchase. And that's pretty cool, man. I mean, when I saw that, I was like, man, you might as well capitalize on it, man.
I got to give you the credit, man. You threw that out there. I was worried about my shirts. You were like, man, what's up with the sunglasses?
You know? See, and I mean, the reason I thought of that was because you had brought up the fact that somebody saw you without them one day, and they were like, man, who's this guy? But it's just, I mean, yeah, but you're known for them, so of course, you got to wear them, man. Now, are you going to be wearing them at the fight?
No. I'll be rocking them maybe when there's no fights, but my brother's going to open up the main card, so,
Oh, okay, sweet, man.
So until then, nobody fuck with me, nobody nothing. And then after my brother handles business, man, I'm gonna be wearing glasses, everything, man, everything.
You see, and I was gonna ask you because it's pretty dark in there, man. I don't think you'll be able to see, bro. So for sure, man. And now let me ask you, man. As far as the interviews, I mean, I know you mentioned you've done photos, you've done video. Have you done anything else as far as writing? Because I know you were writing for a while, man. You still are, but I mean, have you written anything lately?
No, the last time was on Friday. We've been dealing with a couple of family issues. Nothing with the fighters, nothing with my brother. Just, a couple of family issues.
Right.
But I'm going to start writing as soon as I get home right now. I told a couple people I was going to do a couple articles on them. So, yeah. And,
man, what I'm looking forward to, bro, and I mean, for sure, the fighters. But I know for a while you were kind of picking at ideas, man. You were picking at, I mean, the whole weight class thing was one of them. The glove situation was one of them. I mean, I want to know what else is out there that you're like, you know what, let's change this, or why don't we at this? And I mean, I look forward to that, man. If you have any ideas, coming up that you're like, maybe you want to do like in Pride where the refs have cameras now, that way we can get better footage. Just anything that's going to be out there, man. Because of course, one of the things that we've talked about here in Texas, man, is of course the referees. If it goes to distance, bro, you never know what fight they're watching. And it's always dangerous for the fighters because the crowd knows who won, and the ref's like, nah, he lost the fight. And I mean, it gets crazy, bro. Especially people out there, you got your family cheering for you, and the last thing we want is grandma in the cage going after the ref, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, man. But I mean, just things like that I want to look out for, man. I want to know. I mean, if you have anything coming up, man, and just let me know. Like, hey, you know what? Maybe. Adding, because I know at the UFC, of course, they have the heavyweight division. Maybe doing a super heavyweight. I know Dana's been like, he doesn't want to do that, but there's big guys out there that would make that limit quick, man. They wouldn't have to cut down the heavyweight, so maybe something on that note, man. But if you get something going, man, let me know.
Yes,
definitely. Sir. Now let me ask you, bro. I mean, of course, being local. I mean, like you said, you've been doing this for a minute. I mean, when you started. It was more for you. Was it more of a therapy, or was it more? I mean, your brother was competing, but I mean, what was it that made you like? You know what? I want to see what these fighters are doing, or I mean, what was it that got you into that situation, man?
Well, I've always wanted to be in the MMA bubble. In the MMA bubble, I saw my brother doing it, and I didn't want to go through my brother. I wanted to carve my own way, and my body's a little beat up. I'm a cancer survivor, epileptic. All that stuff, which shit, meet me in the streets, and you won't. Never mind. Anyways, I'm not trying to make myself sound weak or nothing, but
right.
You gotta give it your all, and you gotta respect everybody in the MMA circle. So it just wasn't in the cards for me, But I had this hunger, this passion to be in the MMA bubble. So I just thought to myself, how can I be in this? And I said, shit, why don't I cover all the fighters?
Yeah.
give them a little shine, write about them, interview them. So that's pretty much how I started.
No, yeah, and of course, I mean, like you said, you basically started your group. You started adding people on there. People started adding you, like reaching out and actually hitting you up for interviews, man.
Yes, sir.
And being in the media aspect, bro. I mean, for me personally, it's kind of like we talked earlier about sponsors, man. It's not so much somebody like sharing your stuff, and I mean, of course, it helps, because we want to get it out there. But when you actually get people that reach out to you and start like, hey, man, like, you know what, like, I'm interested in an interview. I'm interested in coming in and actually. You know what I mean? Like, it makes you feel even better, man.
Yes,
because,
sir.
of course, I mean, it shows that you're doing something, right? Doing something right.
Oh, those cool messages. Hey, I was going to make this tournament. I couldn't make it, but, bam, your sponsorship helped. Or, that's what makes it worth it.
No, for sure. And let me ask you this, man, because when it comes to social media, you're not on Instagram.
I am. I hardly post. I'm like a caveman. I got it in there.
Same here, bro. Same here.
Right. I don't know how to post, so I just share the same post from Facebook and Instagram. But
so it goes straight out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And I was gonna say that way is it under the same name, MMA is Life?
No, it's under John Noriega.
Oh, okay.
So I gotta change that. You know what I'm saying? Because what I want to get out there is the MMA is Life.
No, for sure, man. Yeah, definitely. And one of the things that we had talked about also was getting branded, dude. Branding yourself. Right. I mean, of course, everybody's going to know you from MMA is Life. I mean, when it comes to the work that you do and the person that you are, of course, that's when you're Nori and Noriega and everybody else, man.
The real Noriega.
There you go,
John
man.
Noriega.
You see, man, and let me ask you, bro. I mean, your brother's fighting. What song is he walking out to? Do you know?
Man, that little bastard, he keeps it a secret. He keeps it a secret until he comes out. I try to get his own brother, man. I try to get it out of him. He's like, you'll find out.
We knew you were coming. He didn't want you to say it, bro. That's what it was, man. He was like, man, this guy's gonna spill the beans. But you were saying that the past few fights he's come out to what
Eye of the Tiger.
Eye of the Tiger, man.
Yes, but he will not come out to Eye of the Tiger. He's like once it gets tainted, especially the way he lost that last fight, it was a boo-boo decision, man. He's gonna come out to something new, and he won't tell me what it is.
Nice, bro. No, well, I mean, we'll definitely both find out. That's come fight night, man.
Yes,
of course. I mean, like we said, it is gonna be this Sunday. It is gonna be on the UFC Fight Pass, and like you mentioned, he's gonna be he's gonna be opening up the Fight Pass, and I mean, bro, that's coverage. I mean, you're talking about people watching your fight. I mean, for your brother fighting on the UFC Fight Pass aspect, dude, that's like a great opportunity for him to shine, to really put people's eyes on him, dude, because people are going to be watching, bro. One of the things I always talk to Aaron Suarez about is, I always look out for the first fight of the night when it comes to, if it's a prelim or if it's, on the main card, because they kind of like put the stats for the rest of the fight. It's kind of like if it's a fight of the night contention, everybody else is like, damn, like now we got to outfight these dudes,
Right.
So, but yeah, I mean, I expect the war. I expect, Can you say how he's gonna feel? I mean, how do you feel he's gonna win the fight, man? Let me ask you that.
Ground and pound, TKO.
You see, I'm thinking submission. I'm thinking takedown. I'm thinking ground and pound, but I mean enough to where he can get because your brother, I think he's of course he's been training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for years, man. He's actually coaching the kids. One of the things we had talked about, and I'm not sure if I had asked him that time he was here, man, but when you start teaching yourself, I mean, on my end, it showed me a lot more when I started teaching because I was able to kind of see outside the box and be like, oh man, like, you know what, like it opens your you learn a lot more, man. And I mean, I'm pretty sure his game has expanded because of that. And I mean, that's pretty much part of the learning process, dude. I mean, when it comes to a lot of the gyms here, I mean, you see it. Once people start getting ranked, they put their blue belts, they put their purple belts, and they kind of like let them kind of do their thing and add to their game, man. Because of course, like we mentioned earlier, man, with Donnie Blue, for example. I mean, he wants his guys to learn and eventually open up their own gym or help in the gym itself, But I mean, when it comes to training, man, I know you were training for a while with the dojo.
Yes,
the guys out there, man.
Well, those are private sessions,
right.
Yeah.
But have you been going, bro? Have you been out there?
No, the ride thing. Well, the ride thing mainly has been it, but maybe in the spring, in the summer, I could get back into it, man. I still got those 100 pounds to lose. I still would love that. That'd be a dream of mine to compete once or twice in some jiu-jitsu. The bastard strangler, man. He lives in here. He lives in here, and he needs at least to feel what it's like to come out and to compete.
Man, and I will say this, man. When I was training, with Mike Rangel, man, Rangel Valetudo back in the day. There was this kid, and I got to talk to him. He was like a young kid, bro, maybe like 17 or 18, or maybe younger, bro. Cause his grandma would bring him in, and he was like, yeah, he was a big wrestling fan, and he was like talk about, you know, so and so, and we were like, okay, whatever, you know, like I'm a wrestling fan, but it was kind of like I wasn't watching wrestling at that time, but he was grappling with this another guy that we had that was a beginner also, man, and he caught him in the freaking Boston Crab, bro.
Whoa!
Like I don't know how. I was watching him, and the guy turned his back, and the kid grabbed his legs, and he starts freaking cranking, dude, and I'm like. And
that's a Boston Crab.
Yeah, bro. The guy tapped, and everybody was like, "What the fuck, dude?" And the kid was like freaking out. Dude. That was like his first tap, dude. But it made me realize a lot of things, bro. When I saw that, I was just like, dude, like we're so concentrating on arm bars and key lock, and it's like there's so many submission pressure points. I mean, of course, wrist locks and stuff are kind of frowned upon when it comes to jiu-jitsu. They do happen, but they're because they're so. You can do a lot of damage, just like heel hooks. You kind of have to be careful with them, right. Especially when training, because you know you can break stuff quick, bro. Tendons, tear ligaments. I mean, it's just brutal. But yeah, man, I saw when you told me your name, I started laughing because I remember that kid, and I don't know what happened to that kid, man. But maybe he's in WWE now, man. Who knows? Bro? I'm gonna have to look out for that guy now. But man, let me ask you. I mean, being local, man. Of course, like we mentioned, we are here in San Antonio, Texas, bro. The last time you were here, I had to ask you if there was places that if say you know Dana White were to come down and he's like, hey John, you know where's the place to go, man? I mean, I had asked you, I mean, did you have some spots that you would definitely take people to, man? I mean, have you added anything, or have you changed your mind on a few?
Well, Dana White in particular, I take him to my house. I cook whatever he wants. And
barbacoa, bro.
Yeah, some barbacoa. And yeah, I talk to him. Anybody else, you know, the Riverwalk, the Alamo, but Dana White in particular, I take him straight to my house. You know, man, and I
gotta say, bro, because I mean, of course he's the president of the UFC, and of course he's up there, man. But people forget that he's a human. You know, he's a person. He wakes up in the morning, and you know, it's just like everybody. But the fact that he's up there, it's like I think he would be more susceptible to do something like that, because I'm sure nobody's like, hey, let's go back to my house and I'll cook for you, man. Like. Everybody's quick to taking them out to like fancy restaurants.
Yeah, been there, done that.
Yeah, my budget, I'd go to a taco truck, man. I'd be like, you know what, man, let's go to this taco truck over here, man. But yeah, man, that'd be interesting, man, because I know, like you mentioned, I mean, of course, Joe Salcedo's going to be here with the Juice, of course, his training partner. And I know he had told me they were going to be out here for the weigh-ins. I mean, everybody's going to be here, but I mean, they're going to be in town, so I'm definitely looking forward to.
Which reminds me, do you know if the weigh-ins are going to be open for the public or not?
No, I think the last time they had them, they went by quick, bro. Like they went by Fury, because there were so many on their card. Fury just kind of like boom, 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 let's go. You know, they rushed everybody out. But I think it was just the fighters and their coach, man.
Okay.
But I mean, you can ask, bro. I mean, honestly, it's just the last time, literally when it happened. I didn't realize I was working, and when somebody posted and they were like, boom, the photos already. I was like, oh shit, like it happened like early in the morning too, man. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure. I mean, ask your brother, man. I mean, I'm pretty sure he'll be, or go with him. Hell, you know, tell him
right.
Hold his spit bucket, you know.
Right. I just want to get in there.
No, definitely. You know, I mean, like we mentioned, man, it's going to be here in San Antonio, Cowboys Dance Hall. I mean, it's going to be available on the UFC Fight Pass.
February 6th.
And for those watching, man, are you a subscriber to the UFC Fight Pass?
No, I do things, the getaway. Yes, I got the Fire Stick, but the Fire Stick is dope, man. Every pay-per-view. As a matter of fact, there was no UFC card on Saturday, so I found myself watching the Royal Rumble.
Oh, nice.
So, I mean, they got all the pay-per-views there for free.
You didn't call me, man? I wanted you to watch that, bro. Actually, I saw the clips, and I was like, damn, I forgot it was this weekend.
Ronda Rousey, Brock Lesnar.
Yes, bro. Rumble. She made her appearance, and, you know, I don't think she'd go back to wrestling, man. I don't know. I mean, she had a kid, so who knows?
Yeah.
But I know, I mean, a lot of wrestlers have said, you know, because it's like a circus, bro. Like they're traveling every day and they're going to different cities every day, and you know, there's no personal time, man. So with her having a kid, I don't see her doing that, especially, you know, the kid's so young. But the fact that she came out, a lot of people went crazy, man.
Right.
Everybody saw the video clip, and I was like, oh shit, dude, like.
And she signed on for a year, so.
Yeah. No, yeah, and I mean, when it comes to that, man, I'm sure she'll be making appearances, but I don't think, you know, there's got to be like a a clout to it, to where it's just like, hey, you know what, maybe show up to make an appearance and just be there, you know, because even with like the promotions here, man, of course, a lot of the regional, you know, they invite UFC fighters to commentate, but they, you know, that name helps sell, right?
Right.
And I'm looking forward to. I know on this card, man. I know from the fighters on there, there's always big names out there. There was a tournament this past weekend here in San Antonio, man, and I haven't gone to any only because of timing, but I always like going to them because the coaches, the gym owners, they're UFC fighters, they're former UFC fighters, and it's a perfect opportunity to get photos and for people like us to go in there and, hey, man, get a quick interview and rub elbows with a lot of people, man, because, you know, just like the fight for me, it's always been like a family reunion, man. That's like the fights are always the ones where I get to see everybody. You know, we live here in town, and it's hard for me to even see people across the street. You know, but the fights, man. I mean, you gotta love them, dude. I know there's gonna be a lot of buzz this weekend. The weigh-ins are gonna be Saturday for Fury. I will take right the day before,
yes.
And you know, like you said, man. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I interviewed a few fighters. I brought a couple of people in just for them to talk about their fights coming up and as far as the sport, what's going on. Like I said, you know, as far as the guys that got their fights scrapped, you know, it sucks, and I feel for you guys. One of them was actually Rain Guerrero, right? You had said that her fight got canceled, man, and I mean, that was one I wanted to watch, bro. I ain't gonna lie, dude. That girl's on a different level, and like you said, man, I mean, if they don't put her on the next Fury card, man, I mean,
gotta reward her somehow.
Yeah, man, you definitely or bump her up and you know, like you said, put her in the UFC or put her on
at least a contender series, at least.
Yeah, definitely. You know, and that's one of the things, man, because I mean, Texas has been booming. There's a lot of tough fighters, a lot of tough gyms, and it's kind of hard to say who's gonna make it. You know, there's fighters that I'm like, oh man, this guy's next, and life happens, so you know they gotta stop training. They gotta, you know, take a full-time job or job changes. It's life. But I mean, when stuff like this happens, I mean, it's for the best. You know, of course. I mean, everybody wants to be a UFC fighter and everybody wants to win the title, but so long as you're a champion at life, man. I mean, that's what matters, right? I mean, whether you're taking care of the family or just being dad and being around, dude, of course. But with that being said, man, let me say this, bro. For those out there watching or listening, if you don't have anything going on, you know, if you're like, hey, you know what, my fight got canceled or whatever the case, reach out to me, reach out to John, and let's get on there. You know, let's get them on the show. Let's get them to at least, you know, keep them on the limelight and give them some exposure, man. Because like we had mentioned before, and we talked about this, bro. I mean, when it comes to promoters, I mean, if they look your name up and they don't see anything, they're kind of like, oh man, like they kind of pass up on fighters, you know, because they want to sell tickets, they want to be able to get their name out there as well. So that's one of the things, man. If you guys aren't doing your own thing or you're not doing your own podcast, then by all means, man, reach out to myself, John Noriega, of course, Aaron Suarez doing his thing, you know, or any other media outlet, bro. I mean, this is not even, you know, it's for everybody, bro. Like I had mentioned, dude. I mean, I wish somebody. They were talking about doing a podcast here locally, and I'm like, dude, by all means, bro, like, do it. You know, that way we can maybe talk shit back and forth, bro. Who knows? but you know, it's good, man, because it's just I can't get everybody, unfortunately, man. And there's times when I get fighters that hit me up and they're like, hey, I can go there after 6 or after 7, and I'm like, man, like, I got life at home, so I can't. So I miss out on a lot of opportunities, man, and it's definitely my loss. But, you know, if you guys are out there, man, if I can't get you on there, man, you know, contact John, contact Aaron Suarez, and let's get you up there and, you know, put your name out there, man. Put ourselves out there as well, you know. Now, let me ask you, bro, when it comes to training, I mean, I know you were training out there with at the Dojo Academy, and that was more for fitness, or were you actually training in karate?
No, for fitness. For fitness, it was private sessions with Mr. Greg Borrego, Mr. B. So yeah, he was gonna get me in shape, and he still can. It's just a matter of me getting there.
You see, I kind of pictured you breaking boards and shit. I was like, oh man, I gotta see this, bro. I was gonna say, cause I'm gonna barbecue this weekend. I was gonna see if you can chop up some mesquite or something, bro. You know. No, man, but I mean, other than the fight this weekend, man, what do you have going on Saturday, man? Are you gonna be out there with your brother, like, helping them cut weight, or what's going on?
No, actually, man, I just want to wish all my fighters that I'm sponsoring the best of luck. On Saturday, I got a few in Texarkana for peak for Peak Fighting. I got one for Texas Clash, and of course the big one, on Sunday. I got a couple fighters for Fury. So no. I'm just gonna be minding my business, writing my articles, and just doing the damn thing, waiting for Sunday.
And when you actually get on the zone and actually start writing, man, where does this happen, man? Because I know you have your own setup outside, like at your home, but I mean, do you have a special room, lighting, music, or what goes on?
Definitely music, but yeah, it could be in the RV, it could be in the room where I show you where I do my interviews, or it could be in my room.
No, for sure. You see, and for me, I've been interviewing a lot of fighters from outside the state. I try to get a lot of locals, man, and for some reason they never play out. Something happens. But it's got I don't know. It kind of sucks to say, but I kind of have to be in the mood to kind of because it's not that it takes away a lot of time from me, man. But it does. It's just one of those things where I'm like, oh man, and I always research the fighters. I always look up and see the fight records, who they fought, just to kind of bring up stuff and be like, man, you know what? Because the questions that I ask is stuff that I want to know. So of course, if there's a fighter that interests me, and I'm like, oh man, like I want to see what this guy's doing or how he's training and who he's training with, because I've interviewed guys that have been jumping on the Legacy Fighting Alliance card, man, and guys that have trained at with top level guys, bro, and it's just like, wow, man, like these are the future contenders, man, and these are the guys that could easily be in the UFC, this year. And that's kind of stuff like that gets me excited, because I'm like, you know what, man, like I want to be part of that. Me being the media guy, I want to be part of them getting exposure, them getting in. I've been the first interview for a lot of fighters, and one of the things that I had told you before, man, was like, for me, it was like everybody wanted to get the main event, but I was just like, you know what, man, I wanted to get the guys that are making their debut. I wanted to get the guys that are, on the undercard, just because, they don't get a lot of hype, man. But they got fans, they got families, so of course they want to watch this and see them out there. But yeah, as far as the UFC card, have you heard? I know that they've been posting a few fights as far as on the UFC that might happen. One of them was actually God, I forgot the guy's name, man. With the Russian, the Kazmat. I know they were pitting him against.
Are we talking heavyweights?
Welterweights.
Welterweights, okay.
And on this, I know, and I have put them aside, man, and I forgot. But there's been a couple of names being thrown around just from people that want to compete, matchups coming up. Who do you see as far as the welterweight division, man? Because I know Usman had made an article where somebody had asked him, and he said he would actually be willing to move up in weight.
Yeah.
And of course, the Matt Russian, Kazbag went on there. It's like, man, don't run for me, and smash. And that's the only thing I heard from him. But do you think Usman would be running? Is running from that, dude? Yeah. Because when he said that, I was just like, bro, I think the interview got taken out of content. I'm sure he would want to step up and kind of test himself. One of the things about it, bro, is he had posted a photo with him and Gaethje, and both guys are about the same size, bro. They're both same height, same, and then I was like, damn, dude, because I know when Aaron Suarez had actually fought Dustin Poirier back in his first pro debut.
Oh wow!
And I had asked him, I said, dude, is Dustin pretty big? And he was like, yeah, dude, like he's a big dude, man. And you don't really see it because when they're fighting, everybody looks the same. But when Dustin Poirier, same thing. He stands next to heavyweights, and you're like, damn, dude, like, Khabib, the same thing, man. He was like taller, if not tall or taller than DC, man.
I've seen it.
Yeah, and it's just like, I'm like, damn, dude, like, what's going on, bro? So the fact that, can Khabib put on extra weight and fight at 205? Probably. Of course, MMA guys, they want to get lighter. They want to fight at a lot of weight and keep their strength, But, one of the guys that I remember, BJ Penn, he actually, when he left the UFC the first time, he went over and fought in Japan. And he fought, the Dragon.
Oh, Machida.
Yeah, he fought Machida at heavyweight, bro. And of course, you saw BJ Penn, and he just looked out of shape. He just had a gut, and you could tell he had weight. But it's mind blowing because I'm like, damn, dude, like, can those fights happen?
Right.
Can Usman actually put weight on and fight at heavyweight? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, would you want to see stuff like that? Like,
I would. If you could do it healthy, I would.
Yeah, man, because it's just like one of those, like, what if, man? And I know we had talked about cross promotions, and I think on one of the social media outlets I have, it's the Showtime, it's the Pettis, you know, he had posted his promotion and how he's doing the Showtime Fighting Championship. And I have put on there, like, man, you guys start, you know, I would like to see the champion for the Showtime Fighting fight the champion for Masvidal's Icon. Because that would be, you know what I mean? Like, it would make for good entertainment, man. Because if you get your title holder against this guy's title holder and you know, make it competitive, dude. I mean, stuff like that I want to see. I know I keep bringing it up, man, but I'm going to keep pushing that because, you know.
And you're doing something that Bellator's not doing. You're doing something that PFL's not doing, you know, so you're doing something different.
And these guys are regional promotions, but I mean, they're up there to where they're getting numbers. They're getting a lot of the fighters that are going into the UFC. So it's like, why not? Let's watch them before they make it to the UFC, because we might not even see that happen, you know. But yeah, man. I mean, that's one of the things I look forward to, man. I mean, I want to see a lot more competitive, you know, promotions. I want to see. I know, like I was telling you, if you have any ideas or stories that you want to kind of like talk on, maybe do on that, bro. Like, let's, you know, maybe we'll put it out there. I know the last time we spoke, you said you were gonna start writing more for yourself.
Yes, sir.
And this is gonna be everything's gonna be on your group page because you still haven't gotten the blog, bro. And I'm going to keep bugging you on that, man. But,
keep doing that.
Yeah, bro. But, I mean, it is going to be on your group page. So, I mean, those that join up, of course, you know, they can read them. I mean, you can share them on there also, right? So you'll see them floating around. But yeah, man, it's just, I mean, I want to see, you know, stories on situations, on stuff, on cross promotion, on people jumping weight just to fight, you know. I know... the next one right now with the champion Oliveras, you know, he's going to defend his title, and Gaethje, man, I mean, I think you said you're pulling for him.
Yeah. Have you heard about how confident I am in Mr. Gaethje?
Yes, bro. You see, man, but I mean, I like it because it's going to make for a fight. The fact that Oliveira, I mean, he fought Dustin and Dustin did tag him. I mean, of course, that means that he's open to take, you know what I mean? So yeah, he takes the wrong hit and boom, you know, lights out, man. I mean, the fight changes, but I still see Oliveira getting that by submission, man. I mean, Gaethje, watching him for through his, you know, coming up through the promotions, man. I mean, the guy, no doubt, he comes in freaking swinging, bro. But he's at that. For me, he's that fighter that, I mean, he throws those haymakers, and I mean, there's no lucky punch because when they throw it, of course, they're aiming for something, but. He gets real messy, real sloppy, and for me, those are opportunities that somebody at that level can capitalize on. Because if he's throwing wild, I mean, that's like you know, I mean, he's tough to take down because he's proven that so many times. But that's kind of where I see Oliveira's capitalizing in. I see him ducking and kind of like tying, even if he has to bring him down in his guard and kind of working his back and reversal and everything. But it's gonna be a good fight, man.
He's been wrestling since he was 5, though, Gaethje. So I think he could do a good job. With the grappling, with the submissions. I think he got the low kicks. He got the pressure. I think he got some. And I'm so sure, you know, like I said, if he gets submitted, I will gladly take a shoey.
Yes, bro.
Drink a shoey. Because it's not that I like drinking shoey. It's that's how confident I am.
Bro. Sir. And I had seen that, man, and I was like, oh, man, I'm at the car Aaron Suarez and be like, hey, bro, let me borrow your shoe, man. No, bro, but let me ask you, but I do want to, I'm going to bet you $5, bro, just because I am on a budget and I got bills.
I hear you.
But we'll do a $5 bet, man.
Yes, sir.
And then we'll see, come fight night, man. Just don't answer your phone when I call you, bro, because I'm going to be like, hey, I'll go pick up my $5, bro. But yeah, man. But I mean, where are you gonna be watching the fights at home?
At home.
Sweet, man. And of course, you said you got your little setup, so you'll be out there watching the fights.
Yes, sir.
But with that being said, man, I mean, anything else you're looking forward to next few weeks, man? I mean, of course, after your brother wins and gets that win under his belt, what else do you have going on, man?
After that, I get to breathe a little bit, and then it's on to Amber's fight. Sponsoring Amber. Sponsoring these guys right here, my brother. I get to breathe a little bit, and then let's see what March brings.
No, for sure. You see, man, and you know, the month's already gonna finish like this week, man. I mean, we're already gonna be on the next month, and things have been going on so fast for me, man. I got my head spinning, but it's just trying to catch up with everything and everybody, man, it's hard. But I mean, for those reaching out, man, of course, message me, message John, message Aaron Suarez. Tons of outlets out there, all over Texas. Of course, they can get on there and get interviewed. But on my end, I would definitely want to bring more people in here. Maybe next time bring them in here while you're here, man, and just gang up on them, man, and ask the questions we want to know, man, because I know you got some good ones, bro.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, man. But anything else, bro? Anything you want to add before we wrap this up?
No, sir. Just best of luck to Eddie High Def Friday, San Antonio's favorite flyweight. Pretty Pete Gallegos, Christian Ammons, Miss Amber Vicious MMA, and there was one more. And you get to high kick me if I don't remember your name, but I got a couple people saying that I'm sponsoring, so just best of luck to all my guys, man. Oh, Zachary Borrego.
No, for sure. Then
sorry, Southside.
No, and of course, man, everybody out there, man, I am Spider. This is the Fight Card Podcast. John Noriega, MMA is Live. And until next time, follow up, subscribe, and keep up with the news.